T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Listen, guys, ladies, don't let anybody tell you your company doesn't work. Too much money is made every day by people in Ibüümerang who are using our main product, Elevate, to learn, right? And even though we have tools like Trade Buddy that give you notifications when there's a hot trade, and environments like Coffee and Charts, with people like Donnie Pips and FX Rich and G Money on payday Fridays and Wednesday trading call. Even though we have all that where people are giving you guidance, the information that you learn in the Elevate Hub will help you to be even more successful. For example, if you know how to identify areas of support and resistance, that alone is going to help you. Alone is going to help you. Look, Tanisha Gomez just put in the chat. She took 3 Trade Buddy gold trades this week and hit take profit, which means she won the trade on all 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your product works. Your product works. So it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, here's one thing I want to talk about. One of the things that I've been hearing is people are like, I don't know how to get Trade Buddy notifications. Okay, so I want to show you today how to get Trade Buddy notifications. Let me ask you a question, just by show of hands in the chat. How many of you know that Trade Buddy has been set up in TradingView? How many of you know that Trade Buddy has been set up in TradingView, right? I think a lot of people don't know it because they're saying they're not getting notifications. But if you add Trade Buddy as an indicator in TradingView, you'll get notifications on your phone, in your email, pop downs, just everywhere, right? So let me show, for those who don't know, I'm going to show you how to do it. How about that? All right, so let me share the screen over here. Let me share the screen and I'm going over to TradingView, right? Our favorite tool if you're trading, okay? Now, what I got here is a blank gold chart with no indicators on it. If you have an active and current Trade Buddy subscription, you will have access to the Trade Buddy indicator. Here's how you do it. So here you go up here to your indicators. You guys know this is the indicator icon, right? You go here and you click on that and you go to invite only. And on your invite only list, you're going to see Trade Buddy PS20. So you just click on that to add it to your chart. And there it is. It's going to pop up here at the top of your chart. Add it to your gold chart, add it to your GJ chart, add it to your UCAD chart. Okay? Yes, TP, coach, I've been doing my markups. Okay, now, here we go. Here we go. Right click on the indicator. Somebody put that in the chat. Right, what are we going to do on the indicator? Once we've added it, by the way, where do we find it? Where do we find it? Where do we find it? Where do we find the indicator? We went to indicators. Where do we find trade? We went to indicators, and then we went to invite only. Right. Okay. In indicators, invite only, Trade Buddy PS20. If you have a subscription, some of you guys are doing it right now, going, "Oh my God, I didn't know this was here." Right. All right. Then you go and you right click on it, and the first thing it says, "Add alert." Alert, 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 alert. Add alert on Trade Buddy PS20. So you click that, add alert, okay? Then the alert dialog box, that's what these things are called, by the way. The alert dialog box comes up, and now you can set it up. Now, it's defaulted to bullish alert, but you click that and drop it down and change it to dun, 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 all of them, all alerts, right? So you change it to all alerts, okay? And then you change it to once per bar. All right. Once per bar. Now, before you go and hit create, hit notifications and make sure you choose notify in app. And what's that going to do? Provide a push notification in the mobile app. Oh my God. Right. So I get these on my phone from TradingView. TradingView, I get a TradingView alert that says Trade Buddy just printed an alert. Right? That's what it's going to say. You can see it over here on the screen. PS20 has printed an alert. Okay. And I also chose send an email. Okay. So I did all that. I said, oh, I want a sound too. I changed the sound. I made a sound. I chose the handbell. It's very annoying. All right. That way I don't miss it. A nice annoying sound. Okay. And then you hit create. And then that's it. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's there. And I was, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to Jake. Man, I just showed him. I'm like, look at all the notifications I'm getting on my phone, in my sleep. Right? So I'm here. Yeah, you like that, right? Fraser, sounds like the money bell. Let's do it again. Hold on. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's do it again. All right. So now you guys know I am a child, right? I like noise. Here we go. Which I think is so much better than chirpy. Chirpy's not going to do it. It's got to be the money bell. Yeah, that sound says, come get your money. Trade Buddy's telling you, come get your money. Come get it. Come get the money, right? So there you go, folks. Don't let nobody tell you Trade Buddy notifications don't work. And by the way, notice I didn't even have to use Discord, but you know what? You can do it in Discord too and get alerts just going off like cray-cray all over your phone every time Trade Buddy prints an alert. So there you go. It is that simple. And like David Romero, that's right. In the words of the late Biggie Smalls, if you don't know, now you know. All right, I'm gonna stop there, David. All right. Anyway, so that's it, folks. How many of you guys got that? We're gonna do it again next week. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again until we don't get any more customer support tickets that say, I don't know how to get the alerts. All right. Rocky, you like that, right? Rocky's like, Rocky, that's dope. Okay, cool. Excellent. Michael, baby. That's right. That's what Biggie says. All right, folks. That is good. That's exciting. What do we have next? Now, look, we get all Biggie lyrics in the chat here. So I'm from the Bronx. My favorite Biggie lyric is C4 to your door, no beef, no more. That's terrible. Anyway, it is time. It is time to bring on the man himself. Man, I tell you what, I just enjoy talking to this dude. We talked several times. Donald is just crazy. What do you say? FX Rich calls cut to 25%. I don't know what that means, FX Rich. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets the people going. It's time for me to bring up the man himself, none other than Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson, PDDG. Come on, sir. Come on down and bless the people. Show them the smile. Show them the teeth. Show them the guns. Show them the what? Hey, he's what? Whoa, who's wearing who? Are you wearing the shirt or is the shirt wearing you?
Both.
What's happening, man? You good?
Oh, absolutely, man. How you doing?
I am good. I'm good. The people have been waiting for you, sir.
I'm waiting for them. Let's make it happen. What's going on, MK?
What's up?
How you guys feeling?
Man, we are
Good. Yeah, we're doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Man, so PDDG, it is the 18th of January.
Mm-hmm.
We're 18 days into goal execution, New Year's resolutions, new determinations. You know, we've already had some drama this year. We had LA wildfires, right? We had complete meltdown of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
We had some folks fall off the train. I mean, there's all sorts of early drama, right?
Yeah.
My little
Did you
dog.
hear? Did you hear that Deion Sanders is going to be coach of
Mhm.
the Dallas Cowboys?
Really hope that's not true, because that is going to create such a challenge for me as a person, because I like Deion Sanders. I'm a huge fan, but I can't stand them Cowboys. I, by the way, have y'all heard what they said about leaving little kids alone?
Mhm.
So they said, don't give little kids a hard time for believing in Santa Claus, because there are adults who still believe in the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh man.
Ba-dum-bum.
No, bro. That's right. I figure it's the saga continues. All right. So
Uh,
in the event, we're 18 years in, 18 days in, sorry. For some people, it probably does feel like 18 years. And it's time to, really kind of evaluate and do a gut check and see how people are doing with their goals. Because this is, by now, most people, average people, have given up on their goals already. Right. But you were going to come on here and you were going to talk about the mindset to have in the new year. And we're dying to hear what you got to say, to the people.
Yeah, and like we talked about yesterday, we can obviously have a conversation about it. And I did a call with I have a runners group where individuals want to run in the month of February, and me just kind of giving them some guidance on how and what type of mindset I have when I do a run in the month, and what type of actions do I take for me to know that I'm on the right track for that run. When it comes to income wise, when it comes to people wise, when it comes to even rank wise, you got to have the proper mindset. Remember, everything when it comes to income, to where you are, to where you want to be, it's always a psychological jump that you have to make, and not necessarily just a skill set, because you'll gain the skill sets, but it's really a psychological deal. And the psychology of things, Mr. Bugs talks about it all the time. I'll never forget when I asked Mr. Bugs, I used to be the type of guy where, hey, listen, tell me what to do. I think I said this on the last flight school that we had. Bob Proctor used to tell me what to do every single day. And Mr. Bugs really hit the nail on the wall and said, hey, listen, when you come in for mentorship, I need you to learn how to think your way through the process, learn how to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Don't be so systematic. People are human. Learn how to communicate. But when it comes to you getting to the 6 figures, 7 figures, or even just quitting your job to be full time in this business or in this industry, you have to think a proper way. You have to see yourself a certain way. You have to build your business a certain way. So I believe this year, if they didn't accomplish, or there's a lot of individuals that maybe have set plenty of goals last year that didn't accomplish those goals, you only have to blame yourself. Don't beat yourself up, but you have to remember we're our only solution and we're our only problem. But we have to see exactly what we did wrong, our thinking process, who are we listening to? Whoever has your ear has your life, right? So who are we listening to? What books were we reading? What audios were we listening to? What action steps were we taking? So even Tier Edwards, shout out to him, Diamond T. He reached out to me, told me his income last year, and said, "Hey man, I'm not proud of where my income was." But a lot of you guys would like his income, but he's not proud of where he was, and said, "This is where I want to be." So I said, "Listen, let's do a self check and say, what do we need to do this year? What habits do we need to replace? Because the paradigm needs to be altered before you move in a new habit. So we have to let go of some bad habits to move in to where we want to be." So when it comes to business, when it comes to mindset, when it comes to what rank you're going for, you have to see what bad habits got you there. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's not negative. It's just you looking T grade MK to seeing, what did I do wrong? What did I do right? And what do I need to do to put 100% on to what I did right? And who do I need to hire in my business for the wrong things I did wrong? Remember, in business, we always look for individuals that we're lacking so that we can focus on the things that are our strengths. So I believe last year was it was a great year for a lot of individuals. If you look at it the positive way, remember, we don't have bad days. We have all days are good. Days have bad us. So when it comes to us, we have to change our perspective of our business. We have to change our perspective of our people, and we have to change our perspective when it comes to this industry of networking and building individuals up. So we just have to take a full analysis of what we did wrong last year and what we did right, and then just fix it.
So days had bad us. That is an interesting twist on that concept. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, all days are good. God didn't say Monday's going to be bad, Tuesday's going to be bad. No, all days are beautiful days. It's remember, if you had a bad day, another person's having a good day. It's the way that you look at certain things. And I write in my gratitudes every single day. I'm so happy and grateful now that I look at every single day, every single person, every single circumstances as a positive. And I'm training my mindset to look at the positive. It's not the world that we see, it's the way that we see ourselves. So we need to just shift our perception of everything. If people quit your business, it's a good thing. That means that God's making room for the next person to move up in rank, to move up in leadership, because sometimes leaders can be a cap for the other individuals for them to move up. So you got to look at certain things as a perspective and not the way it is.
Mm-hmm. That's
I like that.
Tervel said that was deep.
Yeah, I like that. If somebody quits your business, it lets another person step in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really strong. So PDDG, so many people made their goals for the new year, right? And you know, they have this concept of Quitter's Day, right? When exactly is Quitter's Day? Dr. Latrice, I saw you put in the chat, I made it past Quitter's Day. There's this concept of Quitter's Day, which is joking about people not making it, you know, not even out of January. The second Friday in January is constituted as Quitter's Day, right, Jake? Blue Diamond Jake says it's January 3rd. That's cold, Jake. But you know, what is your philosophy on how to stay connected to your goals and to stay focused and to stay on track? I mean, what advice do you have for the people there?
You have to have a strong desire of what you really want and where you're going, and don't let anybody shake your tree and take your fruits, regardless of what everyone else is doing. First of all, whenever people follow the crowd, you're a follower. You're weak-minded, you're easily influenced. I got a group of guys here, two guys here, that I built a business with years ago, multimillionaires in their industry. We had a great talk last night. They're still here. And we were talking about how soft and emotional the world is today. We see so many individuals online. We see individuals, in person, whatever the case may be. And we just buy into everything. Like we don't even think, right? 2% think, 3% think they think, and 95% would rather die than think, meaning they just follow the crowd and do whatever the crowd is doing. And when it comes to people's goals, they see other people quitting, they see other people, giving up. Doesn't mean you have to give up. That's their season. That's what route they want to take. So you just have to find a strong desire of what you really want, something that that wakes you up every single morning, something that can't allow you to go to sleep, something that really just stays on your shoulder and talks in your ear, and your amygdala every single day, and something that you are going to run through a brick wall to get. Our conversation yesterday was talking about residual income. When you have a real networker that has really made an actual residual income, and we've all seen this industry, I've been doing this now, when February hits, it'll be 11 years. We've seen so many great individuals have a high type of income, and it went down, go up, went down, go up, go up, go up, went down, because maybe people leave, or that they have to reboot, or they have to repivot, whatever it is. But when you get a taste of real residual income, and you don't have it anymore, it's like you don't have water, right? It's like you don't have oxygen, because that's all you really know is real residual income, not a check that's coming in from a different source, not these assets, not I'm talking about networking, a real residual income that's paying for your bills, that's paying for your lifestyle. And when you have that, you're going to run through a brick wall to keep that. So I need to find something, T Gray and MK, that I can just stay put with for 90 days, for a year, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to run through a brick wall to get there. And I'm not going to look to the right, to the left. I'm going to I'm going to have that, whatever the horses wear on their eyes. I'm going to have that laser focus. And it doesn't matter what anybody's doing to the left side, up, down. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going. The job is not finished, is what Kobe said. The job is not finished. So you got to find that deal that really, really excites you, that you're going to stick with, and not be that leaf that just goes with the wind. You got to find something that nobody can shake your tree. So regardless of what anybody else does, people quit everything every single day. It's not just this networking deal, it's everything in life. So I don't even like the statistics when it comes to networkers. Oh, well, everybody, this many people quit, whatever the case may be. That's in everything. That's in divorce, that's in marriage, that's in people quit their kids, right? People quit church, people quit everything, right? So it's in everything. So don't just label it as just a networking deal. You got to find something that really keeps you fired up and keeps you going and keeps you growing at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Let's talk about what it's going to take to succeed, right? One of the things that that's being really brought back to my mind and my consciousness is, how we were able to be successful when we were building our businesses, Mark and I, how I was able to build 2 diamond businesses, how you were able to be successful, how Mr. Bugs was able to create this monolith, this incredible, it's almost a sculpture that people are coming from all over the world to see, of success. And the way to do that, right? And so just put it in the chat, it's mastery, right? And what you want to master is a system. And I think about one of the reasons why people fail is because they're constantly doing something different. They're constantly changing. I experienced this in my trading. I learned one system. I'm trading that way. And before I can even get success in that system, I saw something else and okay, well, I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna do that. And then, I'm failing at that. And I see before I can have a chance to be successful at that, I switch and I do something else. And if you're constantly changing the way that you're building, you're going to have constant failure and frustration. And most people don't have the maturity and self-awareness to say, it's not the vehicle, it's me. I need to fix what I'm doing. And so in this particular case, as we look at all these folks that we love that are here on Flight School with us today, and going into this next chapter by Ibüümerang with us today, let's talk about systems, right? And following a simple system. What are your thoughts on that, PDDG, in terms of systems? I know you and I, when we talked the other day, you said you've locked into a system, a rinse and repeat that you're doing in your business. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's like that John Maxwell analogy where people are hitting the axe is what you need to be doing every day, and the tree is the goal, and people are hitting that deal. All you have to do is hit it 5 times every single day. And some individuals, they hit it 5 times, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and then they stop because they see that the tree is not being knocked down. So they look at a different deal and they jump in a different tree, they hit that tree, and then look at a different deal, hit that tree. And before you know it, by the end of the year, you got a bunch of scarred trees and no trees is knocked down. So you have to just stick with it and understand this. A system is going to work, but everyone has a different goal. Everyone has a different goal in mind. Some trees are bigger, some trees are skinnier. So when you see individuals that's knocking down their tree, maybe it's their season at that time, and maybe their vision is a little bit smaller than yours. And maybe it's going to require you to hit the tree more than 5 times a day. Maybe it's going to require you to do a presentation more than 2 times a day. Maybe it's going to require you to do a presentation more than 3 times a week, whatever the case may be, based on how big your tree is. So when it comes to systems, you go through the system, but you still be a human. I love what Mr. Bug says. We're not systemized. You got to be a human. You have to. We're working with human beings, and you put them through the system so that they can move and groove and do what they need to do. But some individuals are going to move slow. Some individuals are going to move fast. You have to put people, what I said last time, in certain rooms of how fast their pace is going to be. You know, it's funny, T. Gray. I was watching something called Beast Games. I'm not a big TV watcher at all. But I was watching Beast Games, and Kaylee put me onto it. And matter of fact, T. Gray, you will love it. Actually, I mean, it's just
Oh, yeah. I watch it.
it's crazy, right? I mean, the amount of money that people are making, or they're giving up, or whatever the case may be. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars, and it's out of control. But I was watching the last episode came out on Thursday, and they had teams, and they had two teams of them pushing a truck, a huge, I mean, just a crazy big truck. And they had to keep pushing it. They had people on the side, one person on the left, one person on the right, and they had the strong individuals in the middle pushing the truck. And they had an orange side, I believe the other side was blue. And in the middle, they had a little speed bump. It was a big speed bump. And then at the end, they had the finish line. Whoever wins, they get to stay in the game for the next game. Whoever loses, they have to go home. So here it is. They're pushing that truck, and the orange side is killing it. I mean, they're going it's so far-fetched, and you're thinking orange is going to win. And as soon as they get to that speed bump, they changed their system, they changed their method, and they got stuck. And the other team that came in, they kept the method. Did they get stuck? Yes, they did. But then again, they changed the method, and they said, let's do this now. And they didn't change the system. They still have the same system, but they changed the rhythm of things. And to end up, the other person started winning, and they won the whole thing. And I'm thinking, wow, that is a lesson learned right there. If you just stick together and you just do the system and you keep things going and going and growing and growing, it doesn't matter who's in the lead right now. What matters is who stays the rhythm, who keeps the rhythm of things, and you're going to end up winning at the end. So it's very, very important that you stick with things for 30, 60, 90 days. Don't try it out for 30 minutes. You got to do this thing for 90 days until it works.
I'm adding, first of all, I like that type of competition show because it really just makes people, some people watch it just for blind entertainment, but I love the fact that you watched it and you caught the lessons out of it, right? And you're sharing the lessons with everybody, that it's about following your system. And in life and in anything, when you break from your system, you will begin to have challenges. That's so strong. I mean, I saw Diamond Janin is on the chat here, and she's co-signing on what you're saying. And she said, when you learn to take responsibility, where did it go? She said, the moment you take 100% responsibility, that's when you are free. And so, folks, you got to take responsibility for following your system. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want to give you the opportunity. We have Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson on here with us. You got me, you got Mark. Go ahead, and if you have a question, a specific question you want us to answer, a topic you'd like to hear us discuss, go ahead and drop that in the chat. We'd love to talk about it and to answer your question. And Darren, I'm adding Beast Games to my watch list on my to-do tracker, my task tracker. By the way, that's part of my system. Everything goes on here, right? If somebody recommends a show, I mean, obviously I can't go jump and watch it right now. I have a section, a project called watch list. And that way down the road, whenever I have a moment and I feel like I want to watch something, oh, D said, check out Beast Games. So you guys, I'm sure
it's on Amazon.
I don't watch a lot of shows, man. So just know when I say a show, it's good. You're gonna be hooked. I promise you. You're gonna shoot me a text and be like, "What in the world? This guy should have took the money."
Should have took the money, right? So it sounds like we're gonna learn lessons on following your system. We're gonna learn lessons about greed, all sorts of stuff on that show. All right, good. That's boy, that was some great stuff there. I think about the season that we're in, and before I get to that, Brian Retzky has a question. His question is, with our goals, how do you keep organized where it's not too much and you don't feel overwhelmed? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm still, when it comes to being organized, remember, order is heaven's first law. You have to be organized. But overwhelming, um, I'm still learning that today, because I work better when I'm, under pressure and there's a lot going on. Remember, when it comes to, I like working with busy people because busy people get things done, because they don't have a lot of time to sit around and just chill out. So overwhelming, you have to, that's going to be for you and you, Brian, when it comes to that, because me, I have a certain relationship with when it comes to being overwhelmed. Right now we're doing a run. When it comes to in February, I have a specific goal. This is me being organized. I have a specific goal in mind. I have a specific income in mind. I have a specific people that I'm going to help in mind, meaning moving my group up to a certain income and rank. Right now, we have this big event coming up. I don't know, T-Gray and MK, if you know about it, will be promoted soon. In March, Mr. Bugs will be here, March 7th of this year, and I have a specific goal of how many people I want in the Comma Club. It's called the Comma Club event. We're not doing all this title stuff anymore so that people don't get confused. We're doing all this income, who's really producers, who's really actually making it happen. So all that stuff, I'm organizing certain things. I have a whiteboard of my people that I'm working with, and I'm drawing down their business, drawing down how I'm going to help them, and etc. So all that stuff can be overwhelming, but when you're really excited about something, like I said, and you have a drive and you have a desire to help individuals, it becomes, it's like a relief. It's like something that you love to do. So I have a unique relationship when it comes to being overwhelmed, but if you are all over the place and you just have just stuff everywhere and you're just waking up doing different stuff and you're like a chicken with its head cut off, then of course you'll feel overwhelmed. But be organized, make sure you're organized in your work, and I promise you that overwhelmness will go down.
That's some powerful advice. And let me add to that, Brian. I think one of the things that you want to do is you want to take all those goals, but then you need to prioritize the main ones, and you're going to want to take it in chunks, right? You gotta know yourself. Some of us are wired to where we have the capacity to develop multiple new behaviors and multiple new habits at the same time, right? But regardless of that, we all have a limit, right? And that limit is different for all of us. Some of us can take on 2 new things at a time. Some of us can take on 3, 4, 5 new things at a time. I know, like for me, you guys have heard me talk about this for a little while now. I realized I finally became self-aware enough to realize that I can't take on 4 or 5 new fitness habits at the same time. So I said, let me take what is the most important thing or things that I could do. And the first, I said, I'm going to eat right and I'm going to walk every day, right? And then when I get that down, I'm going to layer on strength training, and I'm going to layer on the next thing, flexibility training and things like that. So Brian, one of the things you want to do is you want to break those goals, some of those goals down, and that way you won't have to feel so overwhelmed because you are only working on, a piece at a time. I'm looking for another thing that I did that's a little bit of a cheat that I did that helps me, because there's some place in your house that you go every day. There's some place in your house that you go every day. For some people, it's the fridge. But hopefully for everyone, it's the bathroom mirror, right? You go into the bathroom, you're going to wash your face, you're going to brush your teeth. And Brian, I don't know where you live, but I'm going to share my cheat with you. Here we go. I'm going to share it on screen. And this is my cheat. It's an $11 cheat. And what it is, it's a whiteboard. It's a 16-inch by 12-inch whiteboard. I hammered a nail in the wall, stuck it on the wall right next to my bathroom mirror, right? And what's on here are the main goals and objectives and things that I need to do on there, and I change it up every day. And I put my every day, well, twice a week, I put my weight on there. I put how many steps I took every day. I have to log how many steps I took every day. I'm logging what time did I get up every day. I'm logging, you know, I'm checking off my main activities. Now, you can't put everything on here, otherwise you will be overwhelmed, because when you see, if it's filled with everything, you're going to see nothing. It just needs to be the most important things, your most important business goals. So for example, if your goal for the month is to get into the Comma Club, right? Now the Comma Club it's your weekly check has a comma in it. Is that correct, Darren?
Sure. Sure.
Right? So that needs to be on here, right? And then what you would do if you were putting that on here, what you would do is you'd put a goal, Comma Club, by date, right? And then what I would do as the next step is I would put on there weeks, right? I go ahead and put the weeks on there for, you know, like the next, you know, let's suppose your goal is to get into the Comma Club and then by the next 8 weeks from now, 2 months from now. So I'm going to put week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and I'm going to put a line, and every week you got to put your income on there. Every week you got to put your income on there. Now, why does this work? Because what gets tracked, what gets measured, gets done. And if you put your check, if you made $200 this week, you put that on there, $200. Okay, so you know, okay, I need to boost this up. I need to get to $1,000. That's my goal, right? What's going to happen is every day when you look at that, you say, okay, well, what do I need to do to make a bigger check? And it's going to help you to stay focused on the activities that are going to get you a bigger check, Brian, right? Okay, so now week 2, your check is $350. Okay, now you see progress. Now you see progress, right? Okay, week 3, $470. Now you're starting to get excited, okay? Week 4, 352. You went a little backwards. Okay. I know what I need to do. Right? And so you're just going to keep doing those activities until you get to 1,000. And now you're in the Comma Club, right? And so now maybe it takes you 7 weeks. Maybe by week 7, you get to 1,000. Maybe by week 8, you don't get to 1,000. Maybe week 8, you're at $753.27. Okay. Well, then you know what you do? You erase that. Now you start it up again, right? You make that week 1, $753.27. What's the next week going to be? But when you do things like that, Brian, this is a practical way of helping you to stay focused on your goals and to not get overwhelmed and to not get lost. Keep your main goals in front of you all the time. Another one, in my opinion, PDDG, is accountability. Accountability, right? Accountability. So, you know, somebody asked me the other day, like, well, why are you posting your walk every day? It's accountability.
Yes.
It's
accountability.
That's all it is, right? I'm literally laying in my bed when the alarm clock goes off, having a wrestling match with myself, saying, if I don't get my ass up and get out there, somebody's going to DM me and be like, yo, what happened? Here. Tierra monitors me. Diamond Tierra, he monitors me. He's applauding me every day. And I'm just like, I really don't want to have to explain to Tierra or Leo what happened. So
yeah, you know, so accountability is very important because you know, Jake, he gave me a call and he said, yeah, I just want to, you know, some people want to see you recruit and this and that. And I said, I am recruiting. Well, you know, we don't see it on social media. We don't see you doing it on the Facebook Live and this and or Facebook. And I said, Facebook. I'm thinking I'm in a different place right now. I don't have to show anybody anything, and I want to, you know, give all the love to my team. And I said, okay, well, if you want to see it, I'll show you. And what they see last week, they see on a bunch of welcome so-and-so, welcome so-and-so, welcome so-and-so, welcome so-and-so, and the team they got more fired up. So kudos to Jake for saying, hey man, just show the people what you're doing. And I said, all right, I got you. So accountability is very important.
Oh yeah, it's everything, Brad. It's everything. So let me ask you a question. So what suggestions do you have? How can a person be, have that accountability with regard to their business building?
One is you got to find, I said this yesterday, you got to find the right mentor, that's going to be, I'll say it all the time, that will not just kiss you, time to time, but kick you time to time. And with me, Mr. Bugs is a huge accountability for me. I told him what my goal was, to bring in, I said 20, but I'm going to do more than 20 because I have momentum right now, and I want to make sure that momentum is getting bigger and bigger. But I don't want to put too much in my back where I can't, hold it. So a little bit more than 20, and I tell him every other day how many new people I brought in, how many old people that I'm bringing back in, people that have fell off the wagon a few years back. And Mr. Bucks, he's expecting me to shoot him a text with my results. And I'm more scared to disappoint him than I am of disappointing me, So when it comes to accountability, you have to find that mentor that you really want to, what Jake says, impress, because Jake says all the time, I want to impress Darren. And I know that feeling, I want to do the same thing with all my mentors. So you got to find that mentor that's not just your friend. We're talking about business people that you really highly want to, be happy and impress them, or whatever the case may be. Find that person that really you can rock and roll with, because Mr. Bucks, he's not on the back of my neck breathing, and I can't feel his breath every single day. He's not that leader that does that every single day, and I don't need that every single day. And some people do need that, but I don't need that. Find somebody that you got to reach out to and say, hey, listen, this is what I've done. Just letting you know I've recruited this many people, or I didn't recruit this many people. Even tell them your flaws. I didn't recruit this many people. Can we tweak up certain things that I'm doing wrong? Because you join this business for accountability. You join this business for you to have a mentor, not to do it by yourself. You join this business so that you can have somebody lead the way. So accountability is very, very important. You got to find that person that's really going to tell you the truth, give you constructive criticism, not criticism. Napoleon Hill says constructive criticism, not a boss that's going to just curse you out and just beat you up and jump you. We're talking about somebody that's going to give you constructive criticism out of love and say, hey, listen, I'm noticing this about you. Let's tweak some things up. And remember, the mentor is not attacking you. He's attacking the problem, not the person. He's attacking the problem. So for you to fix the problem. And Mr. Bucks did that to me the other day. He did it to me a few months ago. Darren, let's do this. He did that to me, a certain situation. Darren, do this. And I take action immediately, because if I don't take action immediately, he will not work with me as much as he does. So take action immediately. Find that person that you can be accountable with. And the business is much more fun, T. Gray. When you have somebody where you're doing, T. Gray, I called you the other day. I said, hey, listen, I want to know how many auto ships I have coming out every single month. I want to know how much, because I have a certain goal of what I want to do. And then T. Gray, what'd you say? All right, awesome. How many auto ships do you want to come out this year? I have a certain number what I want to do. And you said, let's break it down now on what you're doing every week, what you're doing every month, because this is my income every week. This is my income every month. I have a solid plan, and I told my mentor what my plan was, and I'm going to stick with it until it's done. And you said, T. Gray, awesome. Let's have a call next week. Let's break this thing down. That is accountability, and it makes the business a lot more fun.
That's major. And and I'm thinking, Darren, as we're going here, what can everybody else do? And you're in various chat groups, right? And what I would encourage you to do is use those chat groups as accountability. I think Diamond Tierra put it in the chat a little bit earlier. He said, post your actions in the group. How many calls did you do? All the different activities. How many exposures? How many meetings did you do? How many people did you get started this week? And that is that level of accountability will keep you focused because you know what? I do know this, like you said, Mr. Bugs is not breathing down your neck, right? But we all three of us on screen here have him as a mentor. And you know, when you're in your particular case, as you're building, I know you don't want to answer the question. He's not going to come to you and say, "Hey, you didn't post it. You didn't get some of your results yesterday." He's not going to do that. But what's going to happen is you're going to be talking to him, and if you only sent your results 3 days out of 5 days, he's going to bring up and goes, "Hey, you know what I noticed? I noticed that you didn't send me results 2 days last week. What happened?" And it's just such an uncomfortable position to be in, right? Because you know it's going to come, and you just don't want to have to, you know, try to BS your way out of that. You already know you're going to get snagged. It's just going to be just not fun. So it's those are the kind of things that kind of keep you on track. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, we had some more questions in the chat. Let me scroll back up here and get you another one, sir. Let's see. Let me go back here. Okay, Brenda Strozier.
I was about to send this to Jackie, had a question, but go ahead.
Jacqueline Phillips. Jacqueline Phillips. Jacqueline Phillips. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. She says, "Can you give an example of what to say when you have to do your?" I think she says when you have to do your own three-way call. I think is that what you mean, Jackie? She says when a person has more questions and you don't have an upline, what do you say?
I'm a little confused on the question.
Yeah, me too. Jackie Phillips, give us a little bit more on that, on what you mean by that. And then we're going to come back to that question because I want to, you know, there's lots of folks who have to, you know, run their own business. And we want to talk with you guys and give you some practical suggestions about how you can make it happen. In the meantime, we're going to go with Ava's question here. And her question is, how do you best set your goals so you go through that brick wall to make it happen? And making sure that it's in alignment with your purpose.
It's a feeling. You just have a feeling. We all have that intuition. There's three type of goals. A type goal is what you know you can do. B type goal is what you think you can do. And C type goal is what you really want. And the C type goal is something that you really don't know how the heck you're going to do it. But it's what you really want. It's something that you want to stretch for. It's something you want to run for. It's something you want to run through a brick wall to get it. And it's something that you have to become a different person for. I set the goal, the C-type goal for me. It requires a new me. It requires a new thinking. It requires new habits. It requires new responsibility, more responsibilities. It requires a different leadership role. It requires a bigger group. It requires more income. So I set those goals that really, really excite me. When it comes to purpose always grows as you grow. Mr. Bugs talks about it all the time. But just find something that really, really excites you, like I said earlier today, and you'll feel it. You'll just have that feeling that I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it, but this is what I want to do. And when that wakes you up to grave, I mean, I never forget when I set the goal to go diamond, and I would look at my back office and I know doggone well I didn't do anything, and I would see zeros, and then sometimes there would be a glitch in the company, and then we'll see all these numbers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is the company gonna pay this out? And Linda like, no, it's just a glitch, relax. And then I'll see a different rank, and I'm like, oh man, am I that rank now? And just seeing that, and I would screenshot it, and I would see it every single day. I would talk to myself at the gym every single day, and I'm pretty sure T Gray and MK, before you guys were diamonds, diamond was like far out there. It was like $1 billion to us, right? It was like there's no way these guys are on stage and they're talking about all this income they're making and the ranks that they're hitting, and it was just too much for me. And I didn't see myself as that just yet, but I knew, like Mr. Bug says it all the time, if I did the work, then I knew I was going to be there. So going to what the guy said, I believe it was Brian, being organized, I knew if I just stayed put on doing those steps, hitting the axe on the tree every single day, then every single day I'll get further and further to where I want to reach. So when it comes to setting big goals and big income and having a big group or whatever the case may be, you may not see it just yet, but it's something that you really want and you have that desire, I would write it down. I would keep growing that baby every single day in my imagination. And I promise you, watch what happens. You'd be amazed at what the universe does for you when you stay focused on something. So write it down, sit down with yourself and visualize and see yourself. You know what's crazy, T. Gray? I told 2 people yesterday to do something what my mentor told me to do years ago. And I wasn't excited about a goal. I was calling out a goal. I think it was a goal called, I forget what the ranks were back in the day in different company, but my group was kind of stagnant. I was working with Tier, I was working with Jake, I was working with Jason. He was with me last night. I was working with all these individuals and I wanted a bigger group, but my group wasn't growing. It was kind of stagnant. Income was okay, but it was just kind of stagnant. And Linda had me sit down and she said, hey, listen, I don't want you doing any calls today. I want you to sit down, visualize, draw out your circles, draw out your business, visualize, see yourself building a business with different people outside the individuals that are in your organization. But those people are still with you though, because that's your core people. But write out 500 reasons why this industry. And 500 reasons why this industry for me, I would write it out and I would get to 100 reasons, T. Gray and MK, and I'll get stuck at 101. And she said, when you get stuck, that's okay. Come back to it. Take a mental break because your mind is a muscle. Either you use it or you lose it. She said, come back and just write it out. You'll have more things coming back around. She said, the more reasons, the more whys, or the more whys this business, the more ways you'll find in this business. And here it is. I'm drawing out why this business, why this community, why this industry. And what that did was it unlocked a different purpose. It unlocked a different reason. It unlocked a different way of how I can do certain things. And my communication got a little better when I would do my calls, my 3-way calls. My communication got a little better when I reach out to people online. That week, I believe I recruited 11 people. And out of that 11 people, 4 of those people, they built the business massively. One of those people, they end up, building a business over $1 million in business sales. So here it is, all because of that little strategy, what I did. So I told 2 people yesterday that were kind of struggling with recruiting. I said, hey, listen, still build your business, sit down, take some zeros, draw out your organization, 5 on left, 5 on right, because that's what you have to do for you to qualify for Diamond. That's what their goal is. Draw down 7 levels deep on each leg because that's where the percentages is. And if you want to make the real money, you got to go deep in your organization. See yourself leading those 10 and those 10 leading those 7 people. Just see yourself and write out 100 reasons why this industry, why this community, why Ibüümerang. And they got to come back to me today and tell me that they, what the results are. I promise you they're going to come back with a new vision, a bigger purpose, a new way, a new strategy, or whatever the case may be, of them helping and changing people's lives. It's a mental thing. It's a psychological thing. You have to be in love with the picture that you're trying to paint.
Wow. That's crazy strong, crazy strong. And I can see how that would work because when you have, if you can write down, 500 or nearly 500 reasons why this business, you will move with so much conviction. It will come through your pores. People will feel it, and it's going to change your energy. And I think you said it earlier when you started. You said it's all about your energy, and your energy and your posture is going to be so strong. I've been talking to a lot of people in the industry over the past week, and when they describe Mr. Bugs, I talked to a gentleman this week who's earning over $50,000 a month in his company. And we were talking about Mr. Bugs, and he said, you know what, when Mr. Bugs speaks, he gives this industry so much meaning. And he goes, I realized listening to him speak that that's one of the things that I've lost. For me, it's just become a routine. It's kind of become a job almost. But when Mr. Bug speaks, it's a life-saving, world-changing mission. And when you have that level of conviction, it touches people in their heart. It touches people in their emotions, and that's what drives their decisions. And so, how do you get there? You make your list of 500 reasons. I think that's absolutely powerful.
And what you do, T. Gray, what you just said is very powerful. When Mr. Bug speaks, and just, he has so much conviction, he has so much drive. He's very confident in what he says. Remember this, we were talking about this last night. People don't go from company to company. People go from story to story. It's not company to company, it's story to story. And this is why you got to keep sharing the story. The one that shares the story the most wins. I'm not following the company. I'm following the leadership. I'm following Mr. Bugs. I'm following his vision of where he's going. The company can change, do whatever the company does. I'm going to follow the leader, and I'm going to follow the CEO, Mr. Bugs, and the stories. So whenever you see individuals moving from company to company, they're not really looking for companies. They're following the story. They're moving from story to story. Somebody told them a story and they bought into the story. So what you got to get good at is you have to get great at sharing the story. Doesn't matter what the company's going through. Yes, the company has to be whatever it is, fixing, etc. Every company's going through whatever company's going through, but people follow the story. And when you go through the story, you'll find the glory every single time.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. All right, so Jacqueline Phillips clarified her question. Her upline quit, and so now she's her own upline, right? And she doesn't have anybody to do her three-way calls. So she's the one who's got to answer the questions. And so, I asked her, clarify, give me an example of one of the questions that people asked you, that someone asked you. And she said, well, someone wanted more information on, if I join, how do I get my business off the ground? So, less about the specific question, but more about if you're in that situation and you have to be your own upline, how would you recommend a person go about that?
My first, the guy that's here right now, was my upline, and he's a brother. I don't know if he's on here or not. I know it's being recorded. He was by far the worst upline you can ever. Amazing brother, but he was already at the top. He was making millions, and he didn't have a lot of time to work with little old me, and but he became a brother to me. So I had to learn fast. When I would do calls with him, three-way calls with him, there would be times where he would schedule and he didn't show up, and that was the biggest blessing for me. That showed me how to recruit. It showed me how to share the story. It showed me how to have events. It showed me how to do everything possible to build this business. I learned fast. So when it comes to you, I would not look at it as a curse. I would look at it as a blessing. And that means that nobody is above you and you can go straight to the top. You can just go straight to the top, and learn it. And what I would do is I would find somebody in the industry that you can learn from and just kind of mimic it and just plug the same thing within your community and do the same thing. I did that in Indiana. I saw what they were doing in California. This is where they were living at the time. And they had a big organization out there in San Diego. And I saw what they were doing and I just implemented the same thing. And here in Indiana, I saw how they were doing events. I went to all their events. I would fly out there, come back, and just do the same exact thing. Say what people say, do what they do. You'll get what they get every single time. So here it is. I would just do what they were doing. And when it comes to, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on this line that don't have an upline. And there's people on this line that do have an upline that don't use them. So it's all up to you to just grow into the person that you want to be. I would not use that as an excuse. I would use that as a tool, but learn from the best. There's so many people in this business that you can learn from and you can take back and use it at home.
I mean, bro, you hit it right on the head, right? And what I want you guys to realize too is that you'll get to a place in this industry where when you develop yourself to the way that Mr. Gibson is talking about here, you're going to get to a place where now you're going to be very particular about your upline, right? Like we were Darren and I were talking the other day. Remember, I was driving the other day and we were talking, and we talked about somebody who called to recruit me, to a company, right? And I'm like, this is, first of all, it's insane. I'm like, first of all, I'm riding shotgun with Mr. Bugs. You know, like you can't possibly think that I'm going to go anywhere, right? I mean, he's the goat of the goats. like I'm like sitting next to him. Like, why would I'm not changing my seat, right? But the second thing, which is what Darren and I cracked up about, is but if I were inclined to go someplace, what makes you think that I would let you sponsor me?
Crazy. Crazy.
You guys to get that attitude, Jackie. I want you to have that attitude, right? Because what happens is, why do I have that attitude? I have that attitude because I know that I can build the shit out of the business, right? So if you're going to be my upline, you got to be super qualified. I'd rather have no upline than somebody who's my upline, but I got to behave as their upline.
Mhm.
So the first thing is, Jackie, you want to just totally morph your attitude. Like he said, don't view it as a curse. It's a blessing. It's now your opportunity to totally develop your wings, because you know what? Some people have an upline that they're trying to get away from. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is sit down and analyze your business as if you would any other business. If you were opening up a dry cleaners, before you open your doors, you would say, okay, what's my process? If someone brings their clothes in, how do we check them in? How do we make sure that we keep the right clothes with the right customer? Okay, once we do that, what's our process for cleaning shirts and jeans and whatever, right? So you kind of have that mapped out. Same thing with your business, right? So you don't want to be so myopically focused on getting people in that you have no idea what to do with them when they do get in. Because here's what's going to happen, Jackie. You are going to get somebody in. You're going to sponsor somebody by accident. Because what they say about not being able to say the wrong thing to the right person is true. There's some people that are going to be looking for this opportunity, and no matter how bad you mess it up, they're going to join. Because they're going to be able to see past you and your delivery into the opportunity, right? But now that you have to have a plan for what happens next. What happens? It's like somebody having a baby, right? They know a baby is coming eventually. So what do? They get ready for, okay, what are we going to do when this baby gets here? Baby needs a place to sleep. Okay, let's get the baby a bed. Baby needs a room. Okay, let's make this room. Let's paint it colors and animals and stuff, whatever. Baby's going to need to eat. They get all the baby eating paraphernalia, right? So it's not going to be a surprise. Okay, here's this baby. What do we do now? Right? Like David Romero just said in the chat, baby needs an iPhone, right? So you get baby iPhone, not a Samsung. Okay. So what are you going to do when you have a baby in your business? What are you going to do when you get a new person? What is your system? Now, we've taught that system ad nauseum, and we're going to continue to teach it. But this way, now when that person says to you, okay, if I get started, what do we do next? You say, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on a plan. The first plan that we're going to get you on is we want to build your business to the point where you can join the Comma Club. Now, the Comma Club are people who make $1,000 a week. Okay. And let me manage your expectation. You are not going to start out at $1,000 a week. The same way, if you open up a McDonald's, a dry cleaners, or a grocery store, you are not going to start out profitable.
Mhm.
Ask me a question. If you open a McDonald's, how long is it going to be before you break even? It's 18 months to 3 years, right? If you open a grocery store, how long do you think it's going to take before you break even, before your sales match your expenses, if not exceed? Okay. So this is business. It's the same. You're going to launch this business. It can be extremely profitable, but not day one. But our goal is going to be to build that. Now, what do you need, right? And so you break that down. What does a person need in order to get into the Comma Club? What type of activity needs to be happening, right? So work it backwards. And then now you don't overwhelm them with all the details of okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but just show them that you have a plan for them. And like PDDG just said, what people are going to do is they're going to go for the story. So learn the story and become the epicenter of excitement and energy in your business. Become the flame that people rally around, because that's what's happening. You know, people do, when they move around, they're moving to someone else's flame. Right? But you now need to become the flame that draws the moths. Make a determination right now. I will be the energy center of my business. I will radiate so amazingly and so powerfully that people want to be part of what I'm doing. I'll tell you what, D, my wife has a political consulting business, and one of her clients won their race to be judge and was sworn in yesterday. So they had a reception for this new judge. And so I went to this reception to support. I don't know hardly anybody there except, you know, some of our mutual friends. And I'm standing out in the courtyard with a cigar, minding my business with my phone because I'm in a trade, right? And I can't tell you how many people literally just came over to find out who I was and what I do. I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there freaking radiating. Because you know me, I'm fired up. I can somehow my button got pushed right now. And so I'm just exuding energy. And my challenge to you guys is to get to that place. Push the damn button, like Donnie Pip says, on your energy and start radiating. And that part, you know, that is going to help attract people to your business. And also, like I said, knowing what, you know, having a plan.
I want to dabble and kind of switch gears a little bit on, you said push the damn button when it comes to trades, and going into, because somebody said something about three-way calls and etc. I did a three-way call yesterday with Dustin, shout out to him, and C Money and his wife C Money, and one of his new guys, I believe he's on the line right now. And Dustin said, "Can you join this three-way call?" And I said, "Absolutely, join the call." And phenomenal guy, and didn't have the CEO pack income. And I know a lot of us were trying to get him in with the CEO pack. And I said, "Well, listen, what do you have saved?" He told me what he had saved. I said, where do you want to be when it comes to your income? I'm asking him qualification questions to know that I have his back. So T Gray, you said something about letting people know that you have a plan for them. So my closing deal is really just me giving them the expectations of, I have a plan for you. So here it was. I said, "Hey, listen, let's not wait until you get started with the CEO pack. Let's get you started with the small pack, I call it the think about it pack, the $100 deal. Because if you're really doing the zones, by the end of the month, they're going to be a CEO pack anyways. Because the end of the zone, what do you have to have them do? You have to have them upgrade, right? So I'm not looking to just get the fast cash of them coming in with them with the CEO pack. I know they're going to be a CEO pack by the end of the month because I'm going to help them earn income, right? I'm going to help them go down in their organization for them to get some money in their pockets, and then we're going to come up with a plan for them to upgrade in the CEO pack. So at the end of the month, if you bring in 50 people, 25 people, 12 people on a small pack, by the end of the month, if you do what you're supposed to be doing through the months and you have a plan for them, then they can upgrade on the CEO pack at the end of the month. Does that make sense to you, Gray?
Yo, that was freaking sick. I really think a lot of folks missed it. You really just described how to work the zones, right? And so if you're working the zones, you got massive exposure the 1st to the 10th, right? Massive sponsoring in the 11th to the 20th. So this was yesterday. This was a blue zone three-way call. And massive sponsoring is get them in. And some folks are, like you said, so myopically focused on the CEO pack that they don't realize massive sponsoring means just get them in, right? If they don't want to come in on the CEO pack, fine. Can they do the executive pack? If not, can get them in on the think about it pack, because like Darren just said, he has a plan. He already knows I'm about to be working the goal zone, and I'm going to shift my activity in the goal zone to focus on volume. And part of those activities is I'm going to go back to everybody who's not on a CEO pack and show them why they should upgrade. That is an object lesson of how to work the zones. And for those of you who think, oh, these guys get on here every week and they do that same zone training, I know if I get on flight school, the first 10 days of the month, they're gonna be like, white zone, do this, do this, do that, and say, and blue zone, right? Your presidential diamond is working the freaking zones. It's systematic. That's how you do it. I love it.
I can't wait till February. February is going to be off the chain when it comes to what we're about to do. And, you know, and I encourage the group, you know, right now, what I believe T-Gray is coming together as a team, working together. Forget cross line, down line. If you're in any line, let's do what we do best and come together and bring this company to where I believe it's going to be. And if you guys want to participate in the run, it's going to be out of control. You guys know when we do a run, it's crazy. We used to call them, what we call them again? Not growth-on, yeah, growth-ons or whatever we call them. And but we're just calling this a run. Like we are about to run, not 90-day run. It's about to be a game changer. Moving into our event in March with Mr. Bugs. Everybody, you guys are welcome. If you guys want to come, just reach out to me because I believe I have a responsibility, T-Gray and MK, to lead the pack, and I know some of my producers is doing the same exact thing. So
Let me ask you this question about your event. Is it a ticketed event? I mean, what's the cost to attend?
We will have everything scheduled out tomorrow for everybody to buy tickets for sure.
Okay, cool. Let us know, and we'll promote it. You'll promote it to the degree that you tell us we can. I will definitely promote it and encourage everybody to participate. And so you guys heard that we're going on a 90-day run, February, company-wide. I don't care whose team you're on, whose team you're not on. February, boom, we're going, right? Now that doesn't mean slack off the rest of January. The smart ones like Leo already have the track shoes on. They're already running, right? And he's not standing. Leo is not standing in the starters block with everybody. Dude, you got all those runners in the starters block, and Leo is all the way back there, and he's just going to start running so that by the time the pistol goes off, he's crossing the line and just goes past everybody. That's who you want to be. That's who you want to be. So we're doing this 90-day blitz. So here's what I want to do. I want to ask you guys, what do you want to learn on flight school? What do you want us to talk about on flight school in the coming weeks? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Mark is monitoring the chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to team up with our diamonds. We're going to team up with Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson. We're going to team up with Blue Diamond, Jake Parton, Blue Diamond, Jackie Pippins. We're going to team up with our diamonds, Tierre, Edwards, and I know I'm forgetting somebody, and this is why you don't start naming names, because you get yourself in all sorts of trouble. We're going to team up with our emeralds, Elliot, Frazier, Donnie, and the other emeralds that we've got. We're even going to drag some of our sapphires and rubies into this, and we're going to come on here each week, and we're going to give you the goods, because you know what, Jackie, you may not have a physical upline, but we are all your upline, right? You have this community, and we help everybody, and we build everybody, and the knowledge, we make it available to absolutely everybody. So here's what we want to do. Let's do this. Send an email to marketing@iboomerang.com with your flight school topic request. Also, you can, if you follow Mark or T-Gray or PDDG on Instagram or whatever, you can DM us. If you got our phone number, you can text us. Just let us know. There's so many different ways to catch us, right? And let us know. Somebody, Kristen Coomer, has that C Money right there? C Money. She said the art of edification, right? So that's a topic. Yeah, our edification is an art. It's a tool, right? Alex says he wants to know the best steps for building once you've exhausted the ones you already know. Okay, great. We're going to talk about that, right? Carson, my man, he says, let's talk about the element of your individual artistic expression and how much impact or application that should or shouldn't have on the business. Bro, that sounds like AI. Did Not GPT your question. Oh, I gotta read that one again. Oh my God. But that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it practical. We're gonna make it fun. And at the end of the day, our goal is to get more folks into the Common Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no more of this rank stuff. It's confusing people. This title stuff and people thinking, all type of things when they see a title. And no, we're gonna talk about producers. We're really gonna talk about who's making things happen, who's making, who's really making the income, so that that you're following the producers and not just these shiny little objects that people receive. So, or people that hit it one time. We're talking about, and when we do a run, T Gray, let me emphasize the run. It's not for you to raise your income and then you go back down to where you were before the run. It's speeding up certain things. When I'm running, I got to chill off and run on the treadmill because I got a certain goal for my legs, squatting and etc. T Gray. So I'm trying to get my stuff looking like MK and my calf muscles, right? We can't be looking like, yeah, I ain't gonna say anything about that. But anyways, we're trying to get these calf muscles like MKs, right? And but when I used to run, I would run and keep my pace, and I would keep, get the second wind, and then I would turn it up a little bit more, and then that's when I, have a different momentum, and I can keep that momentum going. When you do a run, the run is supposed to speed up the process, and you figure out what that rhythm is going to be like, and you get comfortable with that rhythm. Remember, Sapphire has a rhythm, Ruby has a rhythm, Emerald has a rhythm. I'm talking about the real people that's doing the real deals have a rhythm, and they keep the income and they keep it growing. Your income should be like an escalator, always going up, always growing and getting to where you want it to be. And then for the next month to be more simpler, remember, every rank should be a lot more simpler for you to reach the next level, because you have a bigger group, you have more income, you have a different knowledge, you have a bigger or more awareness. So your income and business should be growing every single time because you're growing. So when you're doing a run, it's not for you to move up and then stay, because I told somebody the other day, I'm fired up, and they said, I've been fired up. I said, no, it's a different fire up. Of course, we've been fired up. If we put more wood in our fire, and now the fire is now growing and there's more smoke for people to smell, and them looking and saying, what the hell are these guys doing? We're attracting bigger and more individuals in our organization. We're attracting more people that are more posture and they want to build the business in our organization. The people that we're bringing our organization now, T Gray and MK, they want to build. They don't want to just watch the movie now. They want to actually build. They want to do the doggone thing. I've done like 3 master classes. I believe we brought in over 30 some people in the last 3 deals, of them getting excited, of them changing their income, their mindsets, their business. And now they're ready to rock and roll. Before, they were just wanting to sit, eat popcorn and watch the movie. Now we're attracting people that want to actually participate in the success that we're going to build, called Ibüüm. So when we do a run, it's not for you to go in and go out. It's for you to grow your income and keep that pace. And then now you're getting comfortable with that pace. You're growing and you're training up the group for the next 90 days, because every 90 days we have it planned out for us to have an event. For the next event, bam, fam, book a meeting from a meeting. We have the next deal. We have the whole year lined up for what we're about to do. So in March, you're going to see what we do with Mr. Bugs. The next event after that, be in between what we're going to do. The next event after that, we're going to get to work. We're going to find our rhythm. Then we're going to have another run where we're going to be on a different pace. So every single month, it should be different for every single person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Strong. So folks, we're doing this together. PDTG, let's you and I spend some time together and let's map this thing out. I want to understand what you're doing so that we can synergize with that on flight school. And we're going to take everybody with us on this run.
I'm with you.
Hey, Darren, how's the baby?
Oh, fantastic. Keeping us up, man. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to show you guys soon. I'll send you a picture, right, MK?
No.
I haven't? Okay.
No.
I'll send Mr. Buzz a picture. Okay, I'll show you guys.
Okay.
She's doing phenomenal. She's changing my whole world, and no sleep at all. But
That's it.
no sleep at all. But I love it. It's keeping me up. It's keeping me recruiting like crazy as I'm holding her. And my Australian group is like, why are you still up? And and they have no idea. So I'm last night I probably got maybe 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep, but I'm loving it. I'm fired up, and it's amazing. So she's changed my whole world. Love.
Man,
All right. Good deal.
well, I tell you what, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We had an amazing time today. Had a lot of fun with PDDG. We're gonna keep having him on here to bring some insights and power to flight school. And we're just excited, folks, about where we are. We're excited about our diamonds. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to, we talked about accountability and consistency. I want to give a shout out to Blue Diamond Jake Parton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was on his Instagram today, and he posted his check-in. Bro, you are doing the damn thing, sir. You are doing them. You're shredded like shredded wheat, sir. That's what I'm talking about. So good job. Keep it up, bro. And hey, Ibüümerang family, we love you guys. Let's keep winning together. Donnie Pips and FX Rich tell me that Coffee and Charts is going to be in freaking sane this week. Stephen Fryer, UK Coffee and Charts, it's going to be insane. Here's what we say with regard to Coffee and Charts: BYA. If you know, you know. If you don't, you better ask somebody. They will tell you what that means. But make sure that you are plugging in and winning with us every day of the week. We love you guys. Oh, it's picture time.
Yeah, it's picture time.
It's picture time. Guess what? Mark's got on a long sleeve sweater. So guess what? PDDG, you and I get to dominate the gun show today. All right, on 3, 2, 1, and. All right.
Love you, ambassadors.
All right, people, we love you guys. PDDG, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Love you.